whole lot. You know, I love what the way they're actually going about it. But then let's go to the Winter Youth Olympics that will be taking place January and February, precisely January 19th. That's when it starts. And how many days now? And the president of the Nigeria Curling Federation will be joining us on this program to talk about preparations for Team Nigeria. And of course, as Austin mentioned earlier, funding is always the bigger problem. We always address on this program anytime you have maybe lesser sports or not so popular sports going for competitions like this. The president of the Nigeria Curling Federation, Demola Daniel, is joining us on the program to talk about the preparations for the team and why we are not really hearing so much concerning these athletes, young athletes who are preparing to go for this event. Good evening. It's good to have you join us on the program.
Yeah, good evening, Cecilia and Austin Okon Akpan. Bolu, good evening as well.
Hi, good evening. So tell us, what's the updates concerning Team Nigeria's preparations for the Winter Youth Olympics?
And I must commend you guys for the show, but I need to start in this version. I'm going to hit very hard. I had Austin making some remarks on, I think it's you, CC, about the committee that was set, headed by the PAMSEC, and Amaka, who is the current acting director of FEED, and Honorable Popola in that committee. Let's put ourselves in our situation. What we are doing here is not for ourselves. We are flying the green and white flag of Nigeria, be it lesser sport, be it the king of sport, football. This is all about the country. It's not about anyone. And this is also an Olympic. We are not talking about youth or adult Olympics. Olympics is Olympic organized by IOC. We qualified the country first as the first country alongside the host nation in 2022 December. I remember I was in this show as well to outline some of the things we want to do. I haven't done that till date. No training camp, no nothing. And I've personally met with the Honorable Minister on 2 occasions. Just in recent past, I just got back to my country here in Germany. Till date, we've submitted a series of proposals, everything to these people. They don't want to listen. Now they inaugurated a committee for Paris 2024, whereas before them is Gangwon 2024. The ministry itself is all about youth development, right? We are talking about kids around age 11 to 16. We put it all online for the country. 2 of them missed their promotional exam for the country. And what is the country doing back for doing for them as it stands? Now we've written to them. We went to their doorstep begging, asking. Recently, we even asked for a note verbal, something as small as note verbal from the ministry, which NOC wrote to them. The same Amaka, the acting director of FEED, said she cannot do that because we are not directly under the supervision of the ministry. Are we talking about that now or country first? The national anthem, again, I'll repeat myself, says, Nigeria calls, I will obey. I'm a diasporan. I come back in there, year in, year out, put in my money for the sponsors, the team at all, put in my money, qualify the country, and yet you're telling us that you can't do that, and other European countries we defeated in the games are in training camp. We have September to March in the winter season to train. Now we only have just next month to train ahead of the Youth Winter Olympic. Okay, I told them, I'll bought the ticket for these kids. Give us the note. I'll prepare the visas. I'll take them there. I'll fund the bills. Ordinary note they can't give us. Now these kids are busy training in synthetic curling materials in Lagos, which is so disgraceful. Disgraceful to a nation of this size. And now you are setting up a committee for the Paris 2024, whereas you choose 2024 as the only African nation in the world of curling. And we did not just qualify for one discipline, 2 mixed doubles and mixed, and they are all a potential discipline for us, and they are overlooking that. The football now, they bring up billions. Is this how sports should be run in our country?
All right, Demola, We'll get back to you. We need to go on a break. We'll get back to you after this. I think Austin will take it from here. Welcome back. We still have the president of Nigeria Curling Federation, Damola Daniel, with us talking about lack of funds for Team Nigeria to take part in the Youth Olympics, and of course his attempt to reach out to the ministry and the outcome of it. I think Austin will have just one question to ask him before we let him go.
Yeah, Damola, thank you for making out some time to speak to us on the show tonight. And I know these aren't the sort of conversations we like having, but it is what it is. We will continue to address these problems until we find solutions. You said something about the ministry saying Curling Federation isn't under their supervision. Make me understand. What do they mean by that?
First and foremost, you know, they are trying to say it's not recognized by the Ministry of Youth and Sport, meaning that we did not apply to be recognized by them, which we've done in 2018. And also there's a letter in May 2020. They didn't do the needful, but we are fully recognized by Olympic Committee. Then the Olympic Committee wrote a letter to them on behalf of these kids. And an acting director is saying all this, which is not right, in person of Mrs. Amaka, like I said again. And there was a time I talked to the PAMSEC. He told me directly, no money for us, Mona, go. Good luck to Una. That is not how this should work in a country of over 200 million people and so rich and so blessed. So you shouldn't be saying this. We wrote a letter to them on so many occasions. I have it. If anybody wants to see it, I can put it out to the press to see. So they didn't do their needful. So they shouldn't be saying that. What we should concern on now is the green and white these kids want to fly for the country.
I totally agree. It's about, you know, putting Nigeria out there, particularly with sports where we don't get, you know, that much recognition. We're talking curling here, and it will be good to, you know, stay on the gains of Susanna Cole and Tijani Cole when they put Nigeria out there through curling. Tell me now, before we let you go, what sort of road was it towards qualifying for this Winter Olympics in Korea, and what are the hopes of Team Nigeria still competing at that competition?
Went through series of competition, playing against so many European countries, and we came up top. That was the road to the qualification. All funds came from me and my team. Now, having done that, if we could beat the European and pick the ticket as the first country to qualify, I think that we can also win a medal if proper arrangements and training facilities or otherwise training tour were made available for us. Don't you think that we would have been able to win a medal? If as we stand, if the next training tour, I can guarantee the nation that yes, these kids are willing to, you know, put it all online and then get a medal for the country. But what are we saying? What are we seeing now? And the windows are all closing on us now.
Damola Daniel, thank you so much for your time. All the best. I just hope that you need a miracle. I just hope something works for you and your team. We'll talk to you again. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Like we always say, still will rise Nigeria, still will rise coiling Nigeria.
That's right. Okay, so that's it. President of Nigeria Curling Federation, Damola Daniel. I know. We shouldn't flog this so much. He has called out names. He has spoken to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ministry of Sports in Nigeria, sports development actually. So if the minister is watching, you've been on this show. You promised to support young athletes. You promised to ensure that the grassroots don't struggle. You promised that we will build from bottom to top. Maybe we just need to listen to Damola Daniel and these young athletes that have qualified to represent Nigeria at a bigger level. Cecilia, we shouldn't be killing dreams.
Yeah, we shouldn't at all. He understands what's at stake. I believe they will act on time so that they can have that campaign they deserve and also go to South Korea in January and be able to represent Nigeria well and be happy about that. All right, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because I know Bolu wants to talk about this, but we'll still have him on the show before they travel. We'll know if they've actually secured the necessary funds and everything. But time is running out, so we need to go straight to the Super